A ninja? A real ninja? Well, show them.
Welcome. This is Top Tier Tips. Greetings everyone. This is Forcing at your Top Tier Tips, and I welcome you to your prime spot for tips and tricks to help you level up in Dead or Alive 6. Alright, in this session, we're going to be looking at the strongest fighter in the Bronx, Diego. Diego likes to fight, but he's really a big softy at heart. He does it for the children and his sweet, sweet mama, who's apparently a bit ill at the moment. So he's trying to make some money by beating the crap out of people in the Bronx. So yeah, I mean, with regards to story, that's basically it for Diego. As for gameplay, Diego might quite possibly be one of the most straightforward characters in DOA 6. If not the most straightforward, there's definitely amongst them. Generally, what I want you to do with Diego is basically just try and fish for this right here. This is a counter hit stun. Every time you connect his I-12 or 12 frame 6P on counter hit, so you intercept someone's move, you get this status. You can also fish for it with things like P, 6P. There's also 4PP, which is also a really good track and move. You can also get that track and move out of P, so P4P. So P4P or PP, stuff like that, and it can knock the opponent back. So yeah, that's basically the deal with Diego. Other things he's also good at is basically things like guard breaks. Like anything using the body check is pretty good. I'll let you know this guard break is actually a -2 on block, but still, I mean, you could definitely kind of barrate people easily with like jabs or like 2P, 1PP, like stuff like that. Some really amazing. But he also does have some also good guard breaks, like something like this can guarantee a launcher, which is always great. Anyways, once you're done Diego's command training, and combo challenge, then you're ready to bop all the fools in the Bronx, online, or wherever. Not quite. It's gonna take a little more than that to beat the hell out of everyone that you come across. If you like ramming people against walls, or throwing them against walls, or just brutalizing the crap out of people, you'll enjoy Diego. Diego's game plan is simple. What I want you to do is use his body check moves like so, like 6PP or 1PP, and basically just put someone into a corner. Once you get someone cornered, hit him with his half circle forward 12 frame throw and just like brutalize the crap out of them like that. So as you can guess right now, for people that like the playstyle of backing someone into a corner and just abusing the hell out of them, then basically Diego will be a nice fit for your playstyle. Hey Force, what if people don't like getting thrown in a corner? Good question, Anonymous FAQ. In that case, what I want you to do is use things like 4PP, P4PP, or just normal 6P. Just delay this. Right here you have a kick follow up at the end, or a high follow up at the end. You see all this stuff here ends up just wall slamming. You can get a little juggle or whatever. So basically, like, essentially just the key to winning with Diego is finding a way to get the opponent backed into a corner and basically just work him over. I'll just let you know, this move I show you right here, or you see right here, that's a positive guard break right here. See, I'll put on the best box in the whole wide world, the move details box, and so right here, you're put at +2 anytime you do P4PP or 4PP. It is tracking high, so yeah, the opponents can end up doing stuff to like high crush under it. But if you have the opponent respecting 6P, then it's usually pretty easy to sneak this move in. Alright, let me show you something neat about Diego's 6P strings. See, both enders are safe on block. So 6PPP, the last hit's a track and high, and 6PPK, you have you're left at -7 with the linear mid. And I showed you before that both moves, both enders can wall slam, because Diego's really good at smacking people into walls or anything like that. So, but if you do get if you get this one blocked, you're basically fully safe from punishment. The only possible thing to concern yourself is a 4-frame neutral throw from the grappler characters. If you left it -7, then the only thing you have to really worry yourself with are the 5-frame neutral throws. Like Diego's can wall slam, but those can be breakable by, again, just pressing the throw button or whatever. So, I mean, really, and even for them at -7, you can also do a, after block, just do a fuzzy guard with like 3-3-H, and then you'll also, for the most part, will be safe from punishment if the opponent tries to go for like either like a forward throw or neutral throw or anything like that right away. Then you can try and go under it with a fuzzy guard. Be a little careful that at -7, grappler characters have 6-frame punish throw, so they can get a guaranteed throw punish on you, but that's, I think, only 4 characters in that: Tina, Bass, Lisa, and Hayabusa. So, or I mean, well, La Mariposa. So yeah, that's only 4 grappler characters you have to worry about with regards to 6-frame throw punishment. If you want, you can also just do 6 PK. You're only -5 again. See, Diego's pretty safe, so that's always good. But with regards to opening up your opponent or anything like that, alright, what I do recommend using is, of course, Diego's lows. Right here's your tracking low, 2H plus K, gives you +6, 20-frame move. But this one right here, 1K, it's an 18-frame move and leaves Diego at +11. Alright, Diego's jab is 10 frames. Like, I'll just let you know right here, he has a 10-frame jab, 12-frame elbow or mid 6P, so mid jab, and his low jab is 13 and it's neutral and hit. Alright, so if you're at +11, so that means that you can do almost anything and you'll beat the opponent out. A couple things I can recommend is you can either do after you end up hitting some of that, you can end up doing 4 PP, then now you're at +2, so you have more frame advantage to work with, or P 4 PP. So either option is fine, leaves you at +2. So there's a high guard break if you want to like continue pressure, or you can use quarter circle P. This one is a 21 frame guard break. So the only thing I think you have to concern you about is if the opponent has like a 9-frame jab, then they could beat you out even at +11, just because of it's the way how the frame data works in DOA. How you have to think about, in your mind, you have to add a couple frames for the frame data, but usually you'll be able to either sneak in this or this. So there's a couple guard breaks, and again, once you have your opponent's respecting your 6 PP, or if you try and, or if you, like, for instance, try and sneak in like a 6 PP, like if the opponent gets hit by that, or this does, like 6 PP in close hit does tremendous damage. So that this is one thing to keep the opponent from one of the mash buttons after your guard break. And once you got the opponent respecting your mids and guard breaks, now it's time to hit them with the lunch money throw. I mean, look at that, 80 damage on normal throw. That's just pure beast damage. I mean, like, well, that's scary. Anyways, Diego actually gets a guard break even off his PP stream. Right there, you're left at +6, so I recommend P, 4P after it. You get another guard break, and you can keep up pressure, or 1 PP. Or, of course, just simply fishing for a stun. Or a wall slam or anything like that if the opponents end up like ducking after it or stuff like that. Alright, so you're at +6 normally. It's the same as quarter circle P. Right there, +6. But if you end up holding it down, you are at +19. That means free launchers. You can hit either 8K or 9K. 3P plus K is a little slow at 19 frames, because for +19, only 17 frame moves or faster will end up connected. And your fastest launcher is your 9K. Let me try. And it does wall slam. If you just want to keep up pressure, you could just stun with 6 PP and give yourself a +17. But generally, I'd say it's okay to just go for the launch. And like 9K does, of course, end up wall slamming, where you can go for 8K if you do want to go for a bit more of like an extended combo or anything like that. Diego also has another guard break that's also a mid punch as an alternative to quarter circle P. It's 6P plus K. It only grants some +2, but it's 1 frame faster. So after your, no, well, not 2K, like 1P. You can also end up using that, for instance, if the opponent blocks us, to keep up some more pressure. Like if you're afraid you're fighting a 9-frame jab and they're to try and mash you out, then you can just use that for the 1 extra frame, so you just get the +2 as opposed to the +6, which is still quite respectable. Alright, in terms of just normal frames, I don't think I've gone over it. Diego is possessing a 10-frame jab, 12-frame mid, and 13-frame low, and a 13-frame knee, which would end up grant +4 on normal. This guard break's actually pretty crazy. I'll let you know straight up that Diego's neutral game is not really very good. Alright. In neutral, your general poke that you are going to be using is this 4K right here. So you can cause a nice little stun on normal hit, and it's only about -4 on block, and it leaves Diego back turn. So you can, if the move does get blocked, you can do 4/4 to create some space. So what you do is hit here, and if the opponent presses any buttons, then you can try and do 6 PP, 1 PP, or like 6 PP, or even just like jab if like the opponent tries to like retaliate after it's blocked. And of course, to be in the safe side, just simply block, because at -4 you're completely like safe from punishment. But in terms of pokes, Diego doesn't really have that much. You could with his range, like, try not to be too far away from the opponent. If you want, like during the neutral game, if you get a chance, you could try and like whiff punish something with like 6 XP. I'll let you know the move has a bit of a jank hitbox, so it can actually hit pretty easily. Well, in close range it causes a close hit, but if it ends up getting like blocked or anything, that you're only at -2 and you're in, and then basically and that kind of like implied earlier, at -2 it is a bit, I mean, you do have a slight opportunity to abari the opponent and stuff like that. I mean, like -2 is very little advantage for the opponent, and a lot of people, if they're not completely on point when you have a guard break, then again you can easily abari them or anything like that. But yeah, during neutral, I mean, Diego doesn't really get that many tools. Like also like 3K, but generally what you want to try and do is, if you're not poking with 4K or anything like that, and you're trying to find an opportunity to either hit or end up getting blocked, like a 1 PP or 6 PP or something like that. If there is a bright side to Diego's neutral, like if there's some things to keep in mind, is that just like with his close range game, in general Diego is pretty like, he's generally pretty safe on block. Even 6K, just -7, anything like that. Like I already showed you the 4K. Even stuff like his KK, even though it's high. And also the first hit of his K is a 13-frame track and high, but look, the second hit, +9. So it's like almost any kind of button you do that's not like too slow, so nothing that's like 20 frames or slower should usually be able to like abari the opponent with, even like doing like another like 6 XP or something like that. So I mean, this move looks like something that you just kind of like are chucking out, but I mean, I'm pretty sure most people are not going to know that this move is +9 on block, so you can, so if you're around the K range, you can try and sneak in and try and get the opponent to block the second hit. But yes, knowledgeable opponents will end up trying ducking that, and then you also do have a mid punch option right there. You see it's -13 on block, but if it does launch, so there is an alternative to that if the opponent is really expecting you to do that. But yeah, in general, Diego is kind of just limited in neutral. So, but as you can guess, the closer you get the opponent back into the corner, the less you have to worry about getting spaced out or anything like that. And Diego's tools are basically just based around trying to get the opponent backed into a corner, which you should really be spending most of your time with Diego. Diego on the outside, and then his opponent's back to the wall. Diego likes to hurt people, and it's reflected in his throw game. I mean, this is just his neutral throw right here. You get 50 damage. For most characters, for striker level characters, it's usually their 7-frame throw. Even like Ayane's 7-frame throws do 50 damage, but with Diego, he gets that from his 5-frame. So his 7-frame throw does 56 damage. That's usually what most strikers' 10-frame throw would do. So I mean, like, this is good damage. Like, it just keeps getting better. Now here's his 10-frame throw, 64 damage. Like, I mean, a normal hit that might seem, like I said, that's still solid damage. I mean, if you can punish something that's like -12 or worse or anything like that. But let's just see if you were to punish a hold with just this 10 frame throw. Look at this, over 100 damage, 102. And now to show you his, this is just his half circle throw. I ended up showing you how devastating is the wall, but even in open space, his half circle forward throw, 70 damage. So on high counter, that is, on high counter, this could really hurt. 112. And let's see if I can get that at a wall just to show how, I mean, it's already 80 damage on normal hit of the wall, so let's see if it works on this wall. Look at that, 128 damage on high counter at a wall, and that's no danger zone wall or anything. That's just a standard wall, 128 damage, so that's like brutal. So as you can see right now, Diego is essentially, this is another perk of Diego, is that he's essentially a striker character with grappler level throws. Like I showed you before, I mean, like 10 frame jab, 12 frame mid, 13 frame low, and he's got like a throw that can do this kind of damage. I mean, like, now you see why this guy can be so scary at a wall. And to top it off, all of Diego's throws have some sort of wall interaction. Like even his like neutral throw right there, that's 60 damage right there. If you do a 7 frame punish throw, wall interaction right there, 66 damage. And look at his 4T, if you end up getting this. Alright, that's normal, but in the wall, look at that. Just bashes the freaking skull on the opponent. I mean, I kind of really feel bad for Ioni there, but yeah, that's 74 damage right here. And of course, I already showed you the... Alright, not that one. This throw. Right there, and I already showed you that that's 80 damage. So that's, I mean, it's just when Diego has his opponent's back to the corner, I mean, he can just absolutely brutalize them. I mean, this is a grappler, pretty much almost grappler level damage from what is effectively a striker. And for a little added fun, Diego actually has a second 10 frame throw, forward T, which it does the same damage as 4T, but it just throws the opponent forward more, so you can I don't know, this one's just kind of the visual that you end up, or just manhandling your opponent, and you can end up, you're slowly forcing them forward. So I mean, you get the same 64 damage, but that's also kind of nice. Diego also has a couple on hit throws, such as like with P plus K. I can get the right time in. Like right there, you're left at +8 if you hit it. So that's just P plus KT. He also has P plus K 4T. So, if I can get the time in. And right there, it ends up just switching sides, so it's pretty much the same thing. So you're at +8 frame advantage, so you can use that for a little like pressure or something like that. It's a little slow, so it can be a little awkward. So same thing though, that if the opponent like whiffs something like right in front of you, then you can try and connect that, or switch sides if you want to again put the opponent in the corner or anything like that. You can also get it off of his 7 PP. I didn't mean the wall slam there. But yeah, it's either off of like 7 PP, and there's the same one to switch the side. So it's kind of neat to have a little hit throw. Also, if you do have like enough stun, then you can also do it if you want to like kind of like reset the opponent a bit more with Diego and keep your offense going. So you can also do it in stun, because the P plus K is not the fastest move, but off of like you do 3 Ps off of like if you get like a lift stun or anything, then you can get enough advantage to kind of like try and end up doing that again for the extra +8 though, for a little kind of reset game with Diego. Congratulations, you got your opponent back in the corner as Diego. Alright, aside from the usual brutality that you can end up doing to your opponent when you have them cornered, if you want to go for a straight up wall slam, use his 9K and just combo with 6 PPK. So you get solid damage right there. If you want to go for the small wall slam, just use 6 P plus K. I mean, it's a 20 frame move, but if it hits or is blocked, it's good for you. You either get the wall slam, or you're at +2 right there, and you can still continue pressure or whatever. Alright, if you do get the small wall slam, you can go for a little juggle. Look at that monster damage there, just for getting that small wall slam into a 8K launcher off of that. So that's just really good. Oh, and don't worry about the opponent's sidestepping either. You got lots of tools for that. There's one. There's another. There's another right there. Even 6 PP tracks, so I mean like lots of stuff to keep the opponent backed up right in the corner where you want them. Alright guys, that's it for now. Just give you a small little extra tip. If you end up connecting 4K on normal hit, then you can use back turn P plus K for a launcher. So you can end up getting a nice juggle off of this if you can end up, let's show you right here. Like, see, this is on Diego's stage. I mean, you can get like a brutal amount of like damage across the opponent, though. So, but for anything with Diego, the thing that you're probably gonna have to practice the most with him is just kind of essentially just trying to be patient during neutral, because you don't really have many like tools or anything like that to work with. So, yeah, that is, I will say, is probably Diego's biggest weakness, is his neutral game or his defense or anything like that. Like, he's a very offensive-oriented character. Alright guys, that's it for now. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me on my YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, so that means leaving a comment down below. And also be sure to check out my other guides, including my top tier tips advanced guides, and my other character guides to get a nice little overview and look at this beautiful game that is Dead or Alive 6. And if you'd like to support this channel, feel free to join Top Tier Fighters. The support does help. But anyways, that's it for now. This is Force Nature signing off. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on Top Tier Tips.